Betsy from Cuttin Corners Vinyl, and today I have a fun video. I'm going to show you how to use the new SubliFlex HTV by Specialty Materials. It is a great way to sublimate onto cotton or dark colored fabrics. But before we jump into it, I did want to say a big thank you to Specialty Materials for partnering with me on today's video. Now, you may or may not know, I have Specialty Materials linked in the description box so you can order directly from them. But if you are looking to place an online order, heattransfervinyl.com, which will be right here, and I will also have it linked in the description, carries the full product line from Specialty Materials, and you can see everything before you order it. So, as I said, I'm going to read it off of here. It makes it easier. So, what is SubliFlex? SubliFlex is a matte thermotransfer film with a polyester backing designed for desktop sublimation printers. What it does is allows you to sublimate onto cotton and even dark garments rather than being limited to only white polyester. It's thin and easy to use and produces vibrant colors. It's available in 4 options. So you've got your smooth white, which has a matte finish. You also have your glitter white, and it's hard to tell that it's glitter here, but once you actually put it on, you can see. Your glitter silver, so you can see that the silver is darker, and the clear glitter. Again, it's hard to see right here. It's gonna focus. But once we go to apply it, you will see how it works. So, the glitters have a subtle shimmer. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. So, the acceptable fabrics for this is cotton, uncoated polyester, and fabric blends. This will not go on nylon, and it won't go onto sublimated polyester garments. And the reason for that is because sublimation, the process behind it is when you heat sublimation ink, it turns into a gas to bond with polyester. Now, if you already have sublimation on the fabric and you go to reheat it, it can shadow, it can lose some of its vibrancy because you are heating it at that high temperature, which activates the ink. So, this material is available in 8.5 by 11 sheets. Now, one thing I do recommend getting, this is the SubliFlex mask, and many transfer masks are polyester based, therefore cannot be used with sublimation films. The SubliFlex mask is a special silicone based mask which allows it to be used with sublimation films. And the reason why we say that is, again, if you have a polyester mask that goes over the top of it, that ink is going to go into that mask instead of staying where you want it to, just to let you know. So, the recommended accessories are your weeding tool, your cover sheet, your squeegee, and your SubliFlex mask. Now, please note that the clear cannot be run directly through your printer. So, you will have to sublimate using sublimation printer. So, you'll run your material through your printer, just your regular sublimation paper. You'll mirror it like you normally do, and you will press it onto the material, onto the shirt at 375 degrees for 30 seconds. Now, if that's confusing, I will show you what I'm talking about. Now, there are some special instructions for using heat-sensitive garments such as polyester, poly blends, and rayon. I will link the spec sheet down below. I'm not going to get too much into the heat sensitive because most of y'all are looking to do this on cotton and cotton blends if you're anything like me, because that's what most people want shirts out of, or at least that's what I think. So, the application instructions for cotton, cotton poly, and fabric blends is you're going to use a 45-degree blade or just your standard Cricut blade. You're going to print right. So, whenever you send it to print, you're not going to mirror it unless you're doing for the clear. You're going to want to trim the excess from the design using a cutter with registration marks or scissors. You'll want to use the SubliFlex mask to transfer the image to the garment. So you're going to press and activate the sublimation inks in one press by putting the print onto the garment and pressing at 375 degrees for 30 seconds. Your pressure is going to want to be a low to medium even pressure. Now, when you go to wash this, you're going to want to wash it inside out on a gentle cycle, warm or cold water, and tumble dry. This is not a material that is suitable for dry cleaning, and do not use bleach or any aggressive cleansing agents. Now, the files that I am using, I am going to upload to our Patreon page for our $4 or more a month patrons. So if you want to work alongside me, that's how you do it. If not, you can do whatever design you want to. So if you'll give me a moment to change the camera angle, we will go over how to do this. As you can see, I am in Cricut Design Space. So I'm going to go over here to upload, and I'm going to upload image. Now, I have all the files again on Patreon, and I have shown y'all plenty of times how to take and download them. So I'm going to go ahead and select my stamp design, and I'm going to click open. Now, I'm going to choose complex because we're not simplifying this. This is not going to be just a cut file. This is a print cut. So we're going to click continue. Now, all of this information really isn't anything that we need. So I'm going to click apply and continue. So I'm going to choose print then cut and upload. There we go. It takes a second. So I'm going to select the Joy Stamp design. Now, when we bring this in, if you're wanting to use the Cricut to actually cut it, that's why I'm doing it this way, because I don't want to hand cut this. Now, if you look over here, there is a little caution symbol, and it says not supported by Maker 3. The image is too large, so you need to reduce the image size to 6.75 by 9.25. So I am going to go over here to height and change this to 9.25. Now, if you're doing regular sublimation, you don't have to bring this into Design Space, just to let you know. So we're now going to click on Make It. And since we're printing this on one of the ones that has an opaque backing, we don't mirror this design. So as you can see, we're going to go ahead and click on Continue. We're going to send this to the printer, and I'm going to show you how to load the material in and then what to do to cut. So as you can see, we're looking at my Sawgrass printer. So I'm going to open up the paper tray, and this is the silver glitter material. So you can tell that there is a smooth side, which is not the print side, and a rough side. So you're going to load your material directly into the printer, just like this, with the smooth side down. And we're going to close that up, pull this tray out, okay? Now I'm going to send it to print from Cricut Design Space. So we will walk over so you can see what I am doing. So we're gonna click right here on Send to Printer. There we go. So as you can see, the Sawgrass SG400 is selected. So we're going to select print. Okie dokie. And then for the cut part, I'm going to select glitter iron on. So we're going to walk back over here to the printer. Okie dokie. So this is what it looks like, and I know it looks funny, but sublimation always looks funny until you heat it. So I have my mat right here. So I'm going to figure out how to set you down so you can kind of see what I'm doing. Okay, so you can see the Cricut mat. Okay, so here is our design. So what I need to do is I need to place the design on here just like this. Now I will let you know that the silver is a little bit more difficult for my machine to see the registration marks. So if it's an easy enough design, I would recommend taking and cutting it by hand just to kind of give you a heads up. So I'm just using some Scotch tape because my mat has been used a bajillion times and it needs to be re-stickied. So now it's loaded onto my mat, okay? Now I'm going to go over here and place it in the cutter and cut it just like normal. Now, if you'll give me a moment, I'll go over how to do the clear. So now I'm gonna show you how to set up for the clear. Now, all of the glitters as well as the matte white, it is the same setup. So we're gonna go over here to upload. There we go. We're gonna choose our B and click add to canvas. Now again, I'm going to change the size of this down to 9.25 and click enter. Perfect. So that is pretty much ready to go. Hold on. Got to change this even smaller. 6.25. Okie dokie. So that's what it looks like. So now we're going to go ahead and click on make it. Now I do want to mirror the print, but I don't want to mirror the cut. So I'm going to send it to print just like this, and then I'm going to take and load just the clear by itself on the mat. So if you will give me a moment to change the camera angle, I will show you what I'm talking about. So as you can see, that is my Sawgrass Sublimation printer. So I am going to take and close the machine again and load in my regular, this is just Koala brand sublimation paper, and load that into the machine. Now I'm going to walk back over here to my computer and click continue. There we go. And we're gonna send it to the printer. So click print. As you can see, it's the Sawgrass SG400. Click on print. There we go. Now, as we're setting this up to cut, I want to edit this, turn mirror off because I don't need it to be mirrored anymore, and click done. Okay. Now I'm going to choose glitter iron-on. There we go. So we're going to walk back over here. So as you can see, my B is printed. So I'm going to take my mat. Let's see if I can make it where y'all can see it again. This little tripod comes in handy, but it also is kind of chintzy, so just to kind of forewarn you. It's wanting to fall. Let's use something to kind of brace it. Is that gonna work? No, there we go. That's a thing from Cameron from 2011. Okay, there we go. So as you can see, there is our mat laid out. So I'm gonna flip this around and I'm going to take the glitter clear. So this is the texture side. You can see this is the smooth side and that's the texture side. And I'm going to lay it on my mat. There we go. Tape it down just like we did the other one. Okie dokie. Perfect. Now I'm going to load that into my cutter and send it to cut. So if you'll give me a moment, I will show you how to install it. Okie dokie. So as you can see, I have my silver here. Now again, you have to be careful when you are working with these because the sublimation ink is on an inkjet printer and, well, it can bleed. So as you can see, I'm going to weed my design if I can get it started. Okay. There we go. Okay. So now that that is started, we can peel this up pretty easily. This material is really nice. So as you can see, it is super duper thin. That is part of the reason why I really enjoy this. Okay. There we go. And again, you may need to test with the printer settings that you have at home. But this is what works for me. And I always recommend to making sure that everything that you have is compatible. So that is done. So now I'm going to take my silicone sheet and remove the backing off of it, which this is also a great way to sell these, is to take and remove this backing, and you can put this on here and then remove the polyester backing from this and sell them just like that. Okay, I want to lift this up so it goes on smooth. So I have my squeegee here, and again I'm going to start squeegeeing out from the center. There we go. And make sure it's good on here. Now I'm going to do it again from the back side. Okay. Now I'm going to remove the backing. There we go. Now again, you might have to kind of, you see how it wanted to lift right there? There we go. You can see how it wanted to lift. So I'm just taking my fingernail and starting it off. Sometimes that's what you got to do, you know, because prints are not always the easiest thing to work with. And this is also part of the reason why I said if you want to sell it, I wouldn't leave it on this backing, because you're going to frustrate people. If for some reason it doesn't cut deep enough or it cuts too deep. So again, we're going to start, I guess, apparently with all of the material. So there we go. There we go. So as you can see, I have my green t-shirt laid out. Now I have the silver joy design. So I'm going to do this just like I apply all other HTV. I'm going to fold it in half. And I have my new t-shirt guide here. Now I will link the t-shirt guide down in the description box. And next Tuesday is when I'm doing the giveaway on the extra 5 that they sent me. So I'm going to lay this out right here. There we go. And I'm going to take and cover it with a Teflon sheet for 30 seconds. So, now I'm not going to show printing and cutting all the other colors, but I will show you what they look like when it's all done. Because if I do, it'll take forever. And the process is the exact same for the matte white, for the glitter white, and the glitter silver. The only one that's different is the clear glitter. So I have this on more of a light to medium pressure. You saw how easy it was for me to close, and that does make a difference. Now, there we go. So we're going to go ahead and take this off the transfer mask. So as you can see, whenever you do it on this silver, it really makes it more of like a metallic gold. But I will show you up close what this looks like. Okie dokie. So I masked over my bee just like I normally would. I'm going to fold it in half. Now again, the heat press is preheated to that 375, but because this is clear and we're doing the sublimation over the top, we do not have to apply this for the full amount of time. So we're going to go ahead and cover and heat. So that gets adhered. So we're probably going to do this for about 10 seconds or so. And on the paper portion, now I did have to go back and change this a little bit. This is the paper portion. I had to just send this as a cut file instead of a print and cut to get this to cut correctly, since it wasn't printed directly onto the clear. Now I know this looks a little funny right now because it is just clear on this shirt, but once you get the sublimation design on it, you are going to think it's adorable. So again, it's very hard to see where it's at. That's why I trimmed around this. So that way I can make sure I'm pretty close. Now, one thing about this is, one of the things with this design, it does have a white outline. So if you're not perfect, you can't tell. So I'm gonna take and cover, and we're gonna heat for the full 30 seconds. Again, this is pretty easy to do. Okay. We're almost done. 13, 12. But again, this isn't very difficult to do, and it gives you other options, which I think is part of what I love about working with different types of materials, is all of the options. And I am going to show for Friday's video how to sublimate on the, there we go. Look how good that looks. Now, if you'll give me a moment to change the camera angle, I will show you what all the materials look like on the different shirts. So I wanted to show you up close how these vinyls actually look. So this is the white glitter. So as you can see, it has a little bit of roughness to the print, and that's because it is on glitter, but you can see that it has this beautiful vibrancy in colors. So as you can see on the eye in kindness, I accidentally touched it, which is easy to do. So one of the things I do recommend is letting it sit longer than what I did, so it has a chance to dry. So this is the white glitter. So as you can see, there is a subtle shimmer to it, but it is absolutely gorgeous. Then this is the clear. Now this is what you would use on white or light colored garments. Again, you can see that it has that texture to it and that sparkle. So it just gives your garments a different look. But this is nice and thin. Then we have the silver. And one thing I really enjoy about the silver, so almost any color that you're going to print on that silver, it makes it more metallic looking. Whereas you saw with the white, it didn't have, let me kind of show you these up close together. So the white, you can see, has a little bit of shine to it because of the glitter, but the colors don't look metallic. Now on the silver, that tan printed where it looks gold. So you see what I'm saying? So if you're wanting it to have like an all over more metallic look, I would recommend the silver. If you're just wanting it to have a little bit of texture and a little bit of sparkle, I would recommend the white. The clear is great for if you're doing a light colored garment. And then last but not least is the regular. This is the matte white. So as you can see, those little drag marks are from me not moving my rollers on my Cricut. So it did smear a little bit. But you can see those colors are nice and vibrant. The lines are nice and smooth the way that they're supposed to be. This is a quilt design, so as you can see, some of it's not supposed to be perfect. But isn't that awesome? So again, if you're interested in buying or trying out this material, I have heat transfer vinyl and specialty materials linked down below. But I guess that's it. If you like this video, don't forget to give it 2 thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button right down below. And if you hit the notification bell icon next to it, that will notify you when I post new videos, which is typically Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But I guess that's it. So we'll see y'all later. Bye.